This is going to be a video about how to prepare a slide for fiber identification using a fabric as a starting point. The tools you're going to need: a big pair of scissors, helpful, a small pair of scissors, tweezers, a dropper of water, microscope slide and cover slip, and of course the fabric that you're working with. First thing we're going to do is notice that this fabric, like most fabrics that we work with, is made up of two different sets of yarns. One set of yarns, and this happens to run in the weft direction, is a chenille in this particular fabric, and the other set of yarns running this direction are obviously a different type of fiber. One thing you can do when you're starting off with fiber identification is just look at the fabric and try to guess what it might be. In this particular fabric, I'm not sure what it is, but these threads right here, the darker ones, look like cotton because they have that dull natural fiber look to them. This one right here, this chenille yarn, looks like it's probably rayon because it's got a lot of luster to it. Keep in mind that in a chenille fiber, you're talking about two core yarns that wrap these chenille effect fibers in. So you're not worried about the core yarn, which is usually cotton. You're worried about those little short fibers that are wrapped up in there. Let me show you really quickly how we're going to make this slide. The first thing to know is you don't ever want to use just a big piece of yarn like that. It won't show the fibers clearly enough. They're not separated. What we want to do is take a very small piece of this yarn, probably like 1/4 of an inch would be fine. Take that, and then the most important thing is that we separate it out to separate the fibers. Just tease it a little bit to break it up. If you don't do this, you'll have a clump of yarn under the microscope and it'll be kind of difficult to tell what you're working with. So tease it apart. I'm not going to spend all day doing that. You get the picture. Take your cover slip off. Put a couple of drops of water onto the fibers. 3 drops is even better. The water can have some alcohol in it to aid wetting of the fibers. Stick the cover slip in one edge of the water and then just drop it onto the yarns. You can press it down if you want to. If you don't have enough water on there, you can always add it because it'll slide right underneath the cover slip, just like that. So that's how to do the one yarn. I'll show you this yarn is a little bit trickier, but it's the same general effect. You take a very small piece. Rarely will you use more than about 1/4 of an inch. Get off of there. There it is. This is where it gets really tricky because you still need to tease this yarn apart. And there you can see I've taken that one little yarn and broken it up into a much larger mass of fibers. You're going to do exactly the same thing to that. 2 or 3 drops of water, place your cover slip, and look at it under the microscope. That's it.